What is a woman?
Yeah, a woman is somebody whose internal perception aligns with what we culturally view as being feminine. That's why.
This video has, I don't know how the fuck that got there. This video has 100 and some likes, 2023. This is him trying to explain what is a woman. Okay, he talking about internal beliefs aligned with society's standard. Bro, I guess you're getting past the fact that you have to be born a woman. Like, they actually bypassed that fact. He bypassed the fact that you have to be born with a woman. What is this alignment? If you're not aligned with biological factors, then what the fuck are you talking about? You get me? You're talking about you're talking about makeup and cosmetics and feelings and stuff like that. You're not talking about actual birth and born with the requirements that you need to be a woman. See, when I think of what is a woman, in all honesty, that right there, that question is kind of funny, because a woman is a lot of stuff. Okay, now, not on a spectrum. No, she has to be qualified to be a woman. She has to have genetic first and foremost. Her biology has to be that of a female. Okay, a woman is a female human. Okay, a woman is a female human. You got three things. You can't call a woman, when you say a woman is a female human. Okay, a female human of a certain age. Okay, then you go down to teenager, then you go down to little girl or girl. You get what I'm saying? These are different words, but they all mean in the same category of female human. Okay, female is the actual word to encapsulate all three evolutional states of a woman. Okay, biology or growth of a woman. Okay, female. Okay, a female is a woman is a human female. Okay, that is just as simple as that. Born a human female. Okay. She has to be born with the capability to have intercourse in a way. Okay, they're trying to separate sex and gender. That's another thing that they do, which is something that a guy by the name of John Money introduced, and they just ran with it. It doesn't. Back in the day, they made all these papers up, and people just ran with it. Oh, such and such said this, and it was published, and they published anything at a certain point. They just started publishing shit. Jordan Peterson talked about that. Anyway. Yeah, so he's trying to separate sex and gender, and he's trying to separate the feelings. Feelings and what I think of myself from actual biology.
Wearing clothing, talking a certain way, fitting into a certain role does not determine whether or not you are a woman. That's also why experience does not determine whether or not you are a woman.
True. Your biology determines that.
Comes down to an internal perception you have of yourself. Keep in mind that internal perception is shaped by an external factor, which is the socially constructed view of gender that we have.
The socially constructed view of gender that we have was a socially constructed way that humans lived, okay? Going from evolution all the way up until now. We've always let women do certain things. We've always had men do certain things because of how we was built, okay? That is as simple as that, okay? How you choose not to be or want to be or whatever, but if your biology does not align with that, then nothing you're saying is matter. Your feelings don't matter. And you're trying to say that a woman is not a woman because of her experiences, or she has to have. No, doesn't matter. If she has the biology of a woman, she is a woman. Okay, you cannot associate plastic surgery or anything else you need to make, because in all honesty, if we never called it a female or a woman or a girl or a little girl or a teenage girl, whatever, it would always still be the fucking same. Do not associate words with actual things, okay? Words are just what we use to describe things. That's it. But things are always going to remain the same. Okay, a woman is always going to remain a woman, and no cosmetic surgery or no form of medication will change that. And if you have to do any of those things to become a woman, then you're not a woman.
You're born, you're socialized into certain behaviors, certain roles, and yes, certain aesthetics as well. That shapes an internal perception you have of yourself as well. So there's nothing about your biology that makes it or dictates that you are going to wear a dress or even wear your hair long or...
Doesn't matter. Hair grows long. Hair can be cut short. Wearing a dress is optional. And that part of society was probably something still certified by women. Okay, they always try to say men make them do this and no, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think certain garments that we came into wearing were only justifiable by our certain body parts. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Dresses work for women so they wouldn't have to wear so much whatever. You get what I'm saying? Still, when it comes to looking feminine, things like that, bro. I see, that's why I don't like Harry Sussens. You get me? Because I don't even know how they argue like this, other than they always skip the first one, which is actually being born a woman, and they dive wholeheartedly into the second one, which is the feelings and things like that. Like, that has nothing to do with building a woman.
Talk a certain way or fit into a certain category or social role. Just like I could be a Christian and I have an internal perception, I have an internal belief, and I don't ever have to go to church, and I would still be a...
That is not even a great comparison, and even then you get it wrong. You get what I'm saying? You can say you are a Christian, anybody can say that, but if you don't practice Christian beliefs or do what it says in the Bible, then you're just talking. Once, like trans women, you're just talking. You're just fucking talking. That's it.
Christian, because it's not based on behavior or external...
That is a fucking lie. That is a fucking lie. That is a fucking lie. That is a lie. It's not based on behavior. I can just say I am because I am, and that's all I can say, and that'll be it because I said it.
External aesthetic.
What is a woman?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's it, bro. I just want to break that down. You can say whatever you want to say, but in the morning, you gonna still have that thing between your legs. So, bye.